Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pretty Real Persona. I am your host, Ariana Rees. So let's get right into it. Um, Today's episode is about when life forces you to slow down. You ever get so busy that when life forces you to slow down, you're like ill because now you have to sit with your feelings? Anyone? If that's you, drop me in the comments. Life will a lot of times force you to slow down, whether it's burnout, a breakup, or just your Wi-Fi going out at the worst possible moment. Spoiler alert, it's usually for your own good, even when it feels like a punishment in that moment. um I think often I'm such a like a once I get in a grind, get in a mode, like it's hard for me to slow down. Sometimes I get to feeling restless, and I have to like life will slow me down sometimes life will slow you down by making you sick, or where it's like you feel like things are going bad in your life, but really it's just no, you need to sit down. You've been on go mode too long. You need to sit down and really check in with yourself. And it's like if you're constantly checking in with yourself, then it's like you're less likely to experience, when you're intentionally slowing your life down for to have those pockets of checking in on yourself, nurturing nurturing yourself, loving yourself. Then it's like then you're on a good track, baby. You're on the right track. So baby, the universe has a sense of humor. The moment you say I don't have time to rest, your body's like, okay, cool, um I'll give you the flu. We live in such a grind culture where it's like slowing down feels like failure. And we live in a capitalism, so it's like it also they like also like big up hustle culture, when it's like we shouldn't always be having to hustle and grind um constantly, like with no breaks, no stops. Like you need to have a balance, because really slowing down is the way of life. Slowing down is life's way of giving you a reboot, baby. And a lot of times we need that reboot. That reboot makes us come out even stronger. Think about it. Like, how many times has losing a bad job or being forced into bed rest actually redirected you into something better? The universe has a funny sense of humor. Like, if you do not rest or you do not slow down, you will be forced to, whether it's something that will force you into it. And you're better off forcing yourself into it, um intentionally, and taking those breaks so that you're not having to experience those bad things. And even sometimes, like I always say this is a huge thing that I always say. You guys have heard me say this. Redirection Rejection, not redirection. Rejection is redirection, and we all sometimes need to be redirected and to follow our path of alignment. And slowing down and listening to your intuition a lot of times will help you, you know, go down your path of alignment. So here are some signs that you are being forced to chill. If your to-do list is longer than a CVS receipt, baby, yeah, you're next in line for a shutdown. Some signs that you are overdue for a slowdown. You can't remember the last time you ate without multitasking. You know, it's cool sometimes, you have to, because it's like there's deadline, there's things that you have to do. But if you're always multitasking while you're eating, like eating is you're meant to sit down and like properly digest your food and sit down and relax your body. And you're not meant to always be multitasking while you eat, and that is a sign that you're overdue, especially if it's happening consistently. Your Google Calendar looks like um, Tetris. Like, there's no reason that you should have all those things back to back to back. Like, I get it, it may be seasons, but like if you're going on more than one season with your calendar looking like that, you are overdue for a slowdown. It's okay. Slow down, baby. It's okay to slow down. It's okay. You're answering emails in your dreams, or if you wake up in the middle of the night and the first thing you do is check your email, that's one thing. You're overdue, baby. You're overdue. And slowing down doesn't always mean doing nothing. It just means doing one thing at a time without guilt. So, one time that I was overdue for a slowdown is every time I get sick, because I'm not a person that gets sick often. So I know that when I'm getting sick, I know God is telling me slow down. I know, like, I can, when I feel burnout, like where I feel like I'm just so tired or fatigued, or like I'm pushing to do something. Um, I know it's time for me to slow down. So now I want to talk about like how you embrace the pause of slowing down. Because slowing down doesn't mean doing nothing or being a couch potato, but you got to admit that couch potatoes do look like they're stress free. It's like if you have a hard time slowing down or feeling like you're a busybody, you feel like you always have to be busy, or you're a workaholic and it's hard for you to put things down. Here are some things that you can do to try to slow down without spiraling. Shift your whole perspective about slowing down. You know, this isn't punishment, this is redirection. Like, you need to nurture yourself and take care of yourself for a couple of days, and you haven't been. So just take it as like, okay, I need to slow down, I need to nurture myself. Sleeping, rest a lot of time helps everything, cures everything. Sometimes you're slowed down because you need to sleep. Make sure you add micro rest. So even just resting for 10-minute increments and making sure you're doing something, resting for 10 minutes is going to help. Try to reconnect, journal, call a friend, go sit outside, take a walk, get some fresh air. The world is not going to completely stop if you log out for an hour. So, yeah, when life slows down, do not fight it. Unless it's traffic. And if it's traffic, then yeah, fight hard with road rage, baby. So, all right, babies. If today's episode reminded you that slowing down is not failure, share this with a friend who swears they'll slow down when they're dead. Don't let it get that long. Encourage them to slow down. Encourage yourself to slow down. And drop your slow down story in the comments and let me know, like, um, how life had slowed, a time when life slowed you down. Who knows? I might read it in the next episode, baby. Um, so if you are new on watching today's episode, baby, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Um, you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, um, and you can find us right here next Wednesday, baby. So yeah, make sure you come back and watch our episode for next Wednesday. I love you guys. Thank you for tapping in and tuning in. Bye. And if you guys have any questions, or if you guys like today's episode, please make sure you subscribe to Pretty Real Persona. We're on YouTube. Like us, follow us on TikTok, Instagram. We're on those social media platforms too. And leave a comment in the comments about what you liked about today's episode. What topics you guys want me to speak on. If you want to see me add a guest, have some guests on, let me know.